Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Very excited to have you here today. I am Ms. Poe, the 8th grade counselor. And Mr. Duran, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Mr. Duran, parent coordinator. I'm the voice that everybody hears all the time. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Ms. Poe, guidance counselor of the 8th grade. This year we have 163 8th graders at MS390, and I am the only 8th grade counselor, so I do rely a lot on parents partnership to ensure that we walk this my school applying for high school transition smoothly. This is not a one-man show. This is a partnership, a collaboration. Applying for high school is not only like you do one side or I do the other, unless parents feel very comfortable that they can do it on their own. We're also going to learn about the DOE website and how we can use it as a resource. And last but not least, we are going to do the tutorial on how to create the My School account. And the first thing I'm going to show you is the DOE website. The DOE website, you can access it in any shape or form, whether you know the link or you go to Google, and if you type on Google from your phone or from your desktop or from your iPad at home, you type NYC DOE, automatically the first thing that's gonna pop up is the DOE website. And there it is. Then from here, one of the things that I want you to learn how to use is to go to everything that has to do with high school. So when you are on the website, one of the beautiful things about this website is that on the upper right-hand side corner, you can select the language of preference. So automatically, the website is gonna be translated onto the language of preference of the family. So because this session is in English, we are going to stay in the English language. So we are going to go to enrollment. When you go to enrollment, you have the choice to pick enroll grade by grade. You're gonna click there, and then you're gonna go all the way down to where it says high school. You're gonna click on high school, and you're going to click on the next menu, high school again. This is going to provide you everything that you can think of available to learn about the high school admission process, including 10 videos. There is a series of videos that you could play. They're very short, 3 to 6 minutes each. And it talks about different information that has to do with the high school admission process, from how to find a school to how to apply for schools and next steps. If you continue and you scroll down, it's going to give you a timeline. What's happening right now with the My School process? The deadline is December 1st. It talks about registering for LaGuardia High School, which I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. It talks about the specialized high school, which is not for everyone to do. This is, again, a very, it's an option. Not every parent, not every child is interested in doing it. But for the sake of information, I will be talking a little bit about it for those of you that may be interested. Also, you can visit this website to learn about the open houses and the virtual high school fairs that will be coming up citywide. It talks about the My School website, which is where everyone applies for high school, and updates. I will suggest that everyone should be clicking on sign up when you get a chance, and put your information there, because anything that have to do with high school, you're gonna be getting notifications and emails from the different high schools in New York City, including information from the DOE Office of Enrollment. There are updates about high schools and admissions for the upcoming year 2020, more information on how to apply, how to join virtual events for high schools, finding high schools, attending open houses for the different schools that are available. Remember, there's over 400 schools in New York City, and you wanna be very intentional as to which schools you want to consider for your child to apply. They talk about programs. It talks about chances and how to learn how students get offer from the different schools available. It talks about the admission factors, how to apply for those. Talks about requirements for auditions and assessments. That means that some schools will require your child to audition if it's an artist, or to take an exam if the child is interested in some particular schools that are requiring those two criteria. If the students don't meet any of those criteria, they cannot put those schools on the high school application. Any parents that may have students that may need District 75 services, the information is also there. Students with IEP that have needs in the autism spectrum, or they need certain support and services academically because they have an IEP, which is an individualized student educational plan. There are different programs for students with needing those services, and the information about it is also right here. Admission for students aged to 25. This is primarily for families that have older children that are attempting or trying to graduate from high school. What are their options? And this is something that if you don't have a child in your home with this particular interest, you can share this information with anyone you know that is looking for it. In other words, using the DOE website is a great tool for resources. Everything you need to know, you can find it here in your home or preferred language. So we already visited that, and now we are going to start with the My School tutorial. Everyone got a letter last week. I gave out a letter. The letter is called a welcome letter, and it has your son or your daughter's student ID and unique account or PIN code. Those are information that you need in order to create a My School account. I want to make you familiar with the website, and we're going to do this again as we are doing the tutorial. If you had a child in high school in the last few years and you use this portal, you don't have to create an account again. All you have to do is log in. You're going to enter the email that you used when you created that account. And then you are going to click here to get and reset the password. If you have not had a child in high school and you're doing this for the first time ever, then you are going to create an account and you are going to need the letter that I gave your son or your daughter last week. Everyone got a letter. Now, I also learned from families sometime last week that families received the same letter in the mail from the DOE directly. So you have the letter twice. If you didn't get it in the mail, look into your child's book bag in case they forgot to give it to you because the letter was handed to them last week. So I'm going to now go back to the DOE website so we can get started with the tutorial. Like I said before, when you go to the DOE website, they have 10 videos. And one of those videos is the tutorial. So I'm gonna go to the video that talked about how to apply for high school. And I believe it is video number 5, if I'm not mistaken.
In this video, we'll show you how to create a MySchools account and add your child to it. What is MySchools? MySchools.nyc is both an online directory of New York City public schools and your personalized application. You can use it to explore program options, create and submit your child's application, and get their middle or high school offer. To set up your MySchools account, there are 2 steps. First, create your account, and second, add your child to it. This fall, every 5th or 8th grade student currently enrolled in a New York City public school will receive a welcome letter with instructions and a unique account creation code. If you have more than one child applying to school this year, you will receive a different code for each child. If you do not receive your welcome letter in the mail, please contact your child's current public school for a copy. If your child currently attends a private or parochial school, contact the Family Welcome Center to set up your MySchools account. Learn how at schools.nyc.gov/welcome centers. How to create your account. Once you have your welcome letter, read the first section. It walks you through how to create your MySchools account. Please note, If you've already created a MySchools account for another child in a previous year, you do not need to create a new account. Just log into your current account using the same email address. If you've forgotten your password, click the Forgot Your Password link on the login page and enter your email address to receive a password reset link. If you don't yet have a MySchools account, go to MySchools.nyc and select or click on Get Started. On the following page, enter your information, including your email address. Then click Next. This will send a message from MySchools to the email address you entered. Log into your email account to find and open this message. Click the link in the message to confirm your email address and keep setting up your account. Please note, you cannot continue until you click this link. Now you're back on the account setup page. Here, you'll enter the rest of your information, including your phone number, address, and preferred language. Please note that the address you enter must be a New York City mailing address. Don't worry if it takes a little while to load. The system sometimes needs time to search for your address. Once you've entered your information, click Submit. When you've reached the dashboard page, your account is fully set up. Now that you've created your account, the next step is to add your child. To do this, you'll need two things. Number 1, your child's MySchools account creation code, and number 2, your child's student ID or OSIS number. We'll start with number 1. You can find your child's unique account creation code at the top of their welcome letter. Please note that this code is different from your New York City Schools account or NYCSA creation code. Your New York City Schools account is a separate online resource where you can access your child's grades and other information once they're enrolled in a New York City public school. For MySchools, you will need your child's unique MySchools account creation code. Moving on to number 2. All current New York City public school students, including charter school students, have a 9-digit student ID or OSIS number, which you can find on their report cards and transcripts, in your New York City Schools account if you have one, or by asking your child's current school. Once you have both your child's account creation code and their student ID number, you can add your child to your MySchools account. Here's how. Go to MySchools.nyc and log in. On your dashboard, click the large Add a Child button. If you're using a mobile device, scroll down. This button is located towards the bottom of the page. On the next page, select the NYC residents applying to middle schools or high schools option and click Next. On this page, you'll enter your child's student ID in the top box using no spaces or dashes. Now enter their 6-letter account creation code in the bottom box in all capital letters. Then click Next. Be sure to double check your typing. If it doesn't work the first time, try again with the same student ID and account creation code. The following screen will confirm that your child was added to your account. Click Go to Dashboard and you'll now see your child listed here whenever you log in. Once you're logged into your account, you can also explore every program that your child is eligible to attend in a personalized version of the middle or high school directory. You'll also be able to save your favorite programs by clicking the stars next to their names. Once the application opens, you will be able to add your favorite programs to your child's application and apply. Have questions about middle or high school admissions? Learn more at schools.nyc.gov/middle and schools.nyc.gov/high. On these websites, you can also watch our middle or high school admissions video playlists.
So at this point, I am going to stop sharing and I am going to be taking questions. Any questions so far? You have a letter at home. The letter has your child's student ID, and it also has your child's unique account creation code. Directions on how to create the account are scripted on the letter. But this video that I just showed you is also available for you to replay it as many times as you need to, so you can create the account.
If I don't know my way around the computer, how can I then create my account and apply to the high schools?
Okay, so if the parent does not have a computer at home, this can be done from the cell phone. All right. So you could use the cell phone to access the MySchool.nyc portal, and you could walk yourself through it and do it as well. So you really don't need to have a computer or a laptop or an iPad to do this. You can do it from a smartphone. Let's say you don't have a smartphone, or you do have a smartphone, but still you are, having difficulties how to do it. We are going to be programming one day during the morning time. Mr. Duran and I are working on selecting the ideal day, and we're going to be sharing that day with families by email, so they know when they can come, so we can help them on, with setting up the account. Please understand that you need an email. You need an email to create the MySchool account. The email has to be on you, has to be a personal email. We cannot use the students' DOE emails. We are not allowed to do that, or now we're not allowed, but the system does not allow the students' email to be the emails used to create this account. It has to be a personal account from the parent. Sometimes I do know in the past that some parents relied heavily on the support of their children to do these technological movements and transactions. So if you trust your child, and your child has a personal email that is not the DOE email, and you consented, that's something between you and your child, you could use that email as the email needed to create the MySchool account. So the specialized high school, there's only 9 of them.
Okay.
8 of them requires the test, the SheSat.
Okay.
And 1 requires the audition.
Okay.
So if you notice, when there's 2 tabs, one for the general high schools and the other one is for the specialized. So right now, I believe Ileana, I already registered her. So she is registered for the schools already. And we did it in order of location and priority.
Okay.
If she does well on the SheSat and she scores well, she may be accepted to any of the schools. She
Okay.
will not gonna be accepted to all 8. It will be
Right.
only to 1.
Okay.
And we also register for the LaGuardia audition. Now, the second part on the MySchool account, once you create it, is that you notice there is a general MySchool application. Everybody has to do that.
Okay.
That is a must.
Okay.
Whether she goes to one of those schools or you decide that she doesn't go to any of the schools, we have to do that application. And you have to select at least 12, at least I said 8, but the max is 12. The more we put, the better off we are to have her get a match. So this is a great time to ask questions, parents.
Ms. Poe, if I want my child in the neighborhood, I don't want him to go very far, what are the schools around the area?
Okay, so that's a great question, Mr. Duran. So I'm going to show my screen right now so I can show parents one of the options that they have to determine which schools are nearby the address. When the parents create the account on MySchool, so let's say that the parents create the MySchool account and they are already browsing for high schools. All the parents are going to see something like this. You're going to see the map. And on top of the map, if you look to the left, on the top, there is a little house. If your home address, you type in your home address there, what the system is going to do is that it's going to locate your address on the map, and then you're going to be able to see all the schools around it. Right now, all these little bubbles that you see there, those little icons that are blue, those are high schools throughout New York City. So if you enter your address, your little house is gonna come up on the map, and then you're gonna be able to see all the schools that are around it. So you can determine how close are the schools in your area. So let's say that the child, we're going to use the school MS390 as a home address. 1930 Andrews Avenue, Bronx, New York. There it is, it's gonna pop up. And if you notice, the little house is right here on the map in the Bronx. And these numbers that you see around, these are the districts. MS390 is part of the District 10 schools. So there are high schools in District 10, there are high schools in District 9, 7, 12, so on and so forth. So let's say that I want my child again to go to schools that are close. If I look where my house is, 1930 Andrews Avenue, and I look at the first little bubble over here, and I click on it, I see that this school is nearby my address. If I click on the other one, and I click on it, I am able to see that this is another school that is nearby my address. So there are many other schools that will be popping up, but let's say we are looking for schools based on interest. So I am going to check, okay, perfect. So right now I am able to see that based on my address, there is this little bubble over here. If I click on it, I'm able to see that there is one school there. But actually, because of the address, I am able to see that there are more than one schools in that area. So you will need to do the research. This is why spending time between now and December 1st, which is the deadline to apply for high schools, families are working together every day looking for schools and reading about schools. Let's say Bronx Collaborative. If I click on it, on the left-hand side, it gives me the address where the school is exactly located, the school website, the phone number, the train and the buses that will take me there. What grades do they service? How many students do they have? What is the school schedule? What time they start, what time they end? Information about the school. We can also see the school performance, how they've been doing, the graduation rate for schools in 4 years. What languages other than English do they learn? This is very important because many students, or not many students, I would say it's a requirement in the DOE, in the New York City Department of Education, for students in high school to take at least 1 year of a foreign language. So it's important that you see what are the options. Some schools only offer Spanish, and that might be ideal for someone that is interested in learning Spanish, but there are other schools that have other options. So that is very important that you look into it. And last but not least, they talk to you about the school program. Let's say you're interested in this school. Once you create your account, you can save the school by clicking the star. If you click the star is gonna become blue, and automatically that school is gonna end up on your favorite folder. So all the school that you are interested in to put your application together is going to be on that favorite folder, which you're going to see right on the same screen that you are seeing right now, but at your end. And let's say that your daughter lives with me and we're here, and we want to make sure that she goes to schools that are near 1930 Andrews Avenue. So you could use something called the filters. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go to more filters, and we are going to indicate that we want her only in the Bronx because this is where I live, and I'm going to click apply. Then I am going to say to myself, what does my child like to study? What is she interested in? What is she interested in? So can we ask your daughter, what does she like?
Math and science.
You like math and science. So we are going to look for programs in math and science. And if I look down, math and science, we have math and science. I know I have something similar here. So,
Okay.
so here we're going to do science and math. This is what she's interested in. We're gonna click apply. And this is what you're gonna notice. Let's say she lives here at 1930 Andrews Avenue. These are all the schools that are nearby. All the little bubbles that you see. So these are all the schools that she's nearby. Now, you need to pay attention to some of the schools because, for instance, this one is the closest to MS-390. But when I click on it, oh, never mind. It's not coming up because they don't have the program that your daughter wants. But perfect. This is a great example. So these are all the schools nearby 1930 Andrews Avenue that offer math and science, the program that she's interested in. So this school is located, if we click on it, less than a mile away from 1930 Andrews Avenue. And these are the train and the buses that are close by. Now, this school is very popular. I know this because the graduation rate is very high. And also, when I look at the school information, let me look at the program. If I look at the school program right here, I'm able to see last year, the school received over 241 applicants, but the school can only take 70 kids in general education and 26 for students with IEPs. This doesn't apply to you per se, but just so you could see how they break it down. Schools get many applications every year, but they only can take up to 80, 100, 125 applicants. So this is why the students have to put many schools on their application, like up to 12. You cannot put only one because if she doesn't get accepted to that one school, then she's going to start a match. Or the DOE can give her any random school, and you don't want that. You want to have a choice. So you are going to look again where your address is, and you're going to look at all the schools that are around it that comes up in the map based on the filter that we did. I'm going to go back so I show you. I'm going to go back. When you are on My School and you create the account, you're going to enter your address. 1930 Andrews Avenue. We are going to select that we only want schools in the Bronx. We're going to click apply. We're going to select that we only interested in math and science. We're going to apply, and automatically all the schools right here on the left are the same schools that are coming up around the little house on the map. If you're interested in any of these schools, you can click the star and automatically those schools are going to be saved on your favorites. And when you're ready to put all the schools together, then you'll be able to apply. When you create your My School account, you're going to have your own tutorial. Every time you click something, a little window is going to pop up with information as to what is it that you are seeing. So that will help you and guide you to go to the next click or the next step. Last day to apply is December 1st. Last day to apply for high school, for My School, is December 1st. Now, many families also apply for charters high schools. The applications for charter high school are usually out in January. And one of the things that I do is that I put together a list of the charter schools, and we may email it to you guys, and you guys can apply for charter school. Charter schools are not My School, are not My Schools.
Okay.
They're semi-private. Let's say you want to apply to 10 charter schools. You need to do 10 different applications. Those applications are usually out in January. In order for you to get them, you need to visit the charter school website. So you can find the application for that particular charter school in there. They are not part of the MySchool process.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. And yes, you can do Both.
Okay.
At the end of the school year in June, you know, you still have decisions to make. You guys decide. She's going to public school or she's going to charter school. And of
Yes.
course, you need to let me know so I can let the system know what is your decision.
Miss, I just want to invite him and the other parents that every Tuesday at 3:15, you could come in person to the school and meet with your child's teacher. All of the teachers are here just waiting for the parents. Every Tuesday from 3:30 to 3:55. This is ongoing. So you could come in any Tuesday of the month and you will be able to talk to the teacher and get all the information that you will require.
Thank you,
Ms.
Mr.
Pope.
Duran. Someone just asked, deadline for the MySchool application. I'm typing in the chat, but I'm also repeating it. Deadline to apply for MySchool is December 1st.
Ms. Pope, do you have a date for the citywide fair?
I do not have a date for the citywide fair yet, but I do know that they should be coming up because they do it 2 weekends back to back. One weekend is for the citywide and the second weekend is the borough. So all the schools in Manhattan will be at one site. All the schools in the Bronx will be at another site.
Is it going to be in person or virtual?
That's a great question. I want to believe that they're going to do it in person because we are back to somewhat normal after the pandemic. But I also understand that, you know, the pandemic created something unique, which is the use of Zoom and other virtual media. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do it virtual as well, because it is more convenient. A lot of parents don't have to travel. They are able to get information as well in this fashion, which is through Zoom. But whatever we find out, whatever we know, we're gonna let you guys know. Once they send us the information, we're gonna share it with our families. While we're here, one of the things that I wanna explore is on the DOE website, I believe there is a way, find schools, join virtual admission events. I believe that some of the information for the different schools are already posted on the DOE website. I also know that this year, one of the features of the MySchool portal is that the schools are able to share like a link under their profile pages when they're gonna have virtual open houses. So if families are looking for certain schools, the information for the open house is going to be embedded on the MySchool school profile. You have my email, your children have my email, and my cell phone number is on the bottom of my email where I signed my name. Every email that you get from me, my mobile number is there. You can text me, you can call me if you have any questions, and certainly you can email me. We are here for you. We thank you for making the time to join us today. And please remember, create your MySchool accounts. And if you need help still, reach out. We will be able to accommodate some time to meet families in person so we can support them in person one-on-one if possible.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Rogers, for coming.